Welcome back to the D4 channel.
Ayo.
Oh man, it's been what, a week? We haven't filmed in a week?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, because D4 had family coming over and they took over. Forget what Dom says in the Fast and Furious. Family sucks. If
No, they're great.
No, they suck.
No,
If they make you miss Obi-Wan Kenobi, they're terrible. They're terrible.
Come on, they're not Star Wars fans. They don't know.
That's even worse. If you're not with me, you're my enemy.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
But welcome. This is Obi-Wan Season 6 Series ? Finale, because there's rumors that there's going to be a Season 2.
You sure about that?
I don't know, man. People are loving this series, so Disney might, cash that money and say Season 2. This time Luke's in trouble.
Oh, God, here we go again.
Yeah, so it's funny, too, because on the Disney Plus thing, it says special event finale.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say series finale. So that's them kind of leaving the door open for, like, if we want to do a Season 2.
They don't even know themselves.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. That's why it's rumored. But I'm going to say for now it's a series finale. And honestly, I hope it's a series finale because I think it wraps up perfectly.
Have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan? I will do what I must.
And we're going to get into that. But real quickly before we start that, I want you to get your short opinion / review on the last episode, the one where Vader comes and pulls ship down. Yeah, well, let me hear your thoughts on that before we go to Season 6.
Alright, give me a specific thing to talk about so my brain can start running.
Okay, that's the episode where we see the flashback of Hayden, Padawan, Anakin sparring with Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, the aggressive boy.
Yeah, the
Man
aggressive.
who looked like he wanted to murder someone.
Yeah.
Why is he so aggressive?
Yeah.
Boy, calm down.
It was that episode where basically Reva, like, you learn more about her backstory, and then Vader pulls the ship out. So
and she gets stabbed again, and then she's okay again.
Yeah, and she gets. So what was your opinion on that episode? How did you enjoy it, or did not enjoy it? What do you think?
I enjoyed. Well, our prediction was kind of correct. She did get stabbed, but not directly from him, but he was there. So
yeah,
technically our prediction was half right.
What would you give that episode?
Well,
if you had to rate it.
A certain someone wasn't in there, right?
Yeah, he wasn't in there. Fifth brother, we're talking about you.
I don't know what the whole thing with Vader and then bring that whole thing down. That was cool and scary,
bro.
Very scary.
For the fans who played Star Wars: The Force Unleashed that came out like 2007, 2008. Bro, we always ask for people doing crazy stuff with the Force, and cause I did film class and stuff, so cause you could based on how some people shoot certain things, you could tell how they're going, like what's going to happen based on how it's shot. So like, I don't know how to explain it right, but the way he comes into the room and the way the camera was positioned as a ship was flying, in my head, I'm like, okay, he's pulling down this ship. And
I knew he was gonna do something to the ship. I didn't expect him to literally put it down and go.
Yeah. Bro, it was so awesome.
I thought it was gonna be like a struggle of it going back and forth, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, panic!" But literally,
you literally just brings it down. So like, I saw it coming, but it still hit me. I was like, "Thank you, bro." Like, these people are OP. They could do things with the Force.
So I don't know. I would say 9 out of 10 because it bothered me that Reva didn't like go sooner. But at the same time, I feel like anyone would be scared absolutely from seeing that. So I don't think I can blame her. I don't know. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Why
Good
minus
score.
0.5? I don't know. Don't ask me.
Fair enough.
I just feel that way.
It's funny too,
It's
because
like a 9 or a 9.5 for me.
your rating is exactly the rating that most people got that I watch on the internet. So that's actually a good review.
I really liked the episode. I don't know. I just take off like a point or a half. I don't know. I just felt something. I don't know. Maybe if you felt something, but I'm just like, it didn't get my perfect 10.
For me, I'd probably rate that episode. It's tough because I'm very biased when it comes to stuff.
Yeah, I know. I am too. Like with any show.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'd probably do your same rating, 9.5. But in my heart, I want to give it a full 10.
Yeah, I don't know. I would give it a 10, but I just feel like it just needed something. I don't know what. Maybe in your head you could find it out, but my head is not finding exactly what it is.
There was some things that, like, cause it's Star Wars, so I'm not gonna criticize it for like plot stuff. But there's some things where I'm like when she captures Obi-Wan, and then the stormtroopers bring him into the gate. I'm like, why don't you just keep him outside with all the other stormtroopers? So if he does anything funny, you see him.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, so little things like that. But I mean, it's Star Wars. Star Wars has not really been known for its I guess you would call it like strong. I mean, it's more morality tales than anything. Yeah. So I'm like, whatever, fine.
With every show, there's always those few little stupid things that you're kind of like, I'll kind of let it pass by just because it's, fictional or whatever.
Right.
So I'll give it a pass.
Yeah, so I let that go. But yeah, so I love episode 5. So this is episode 6, coming off of the whole, she gets stabbed. And then she sees the.
Yes, she does. She's just moving.
And for everybody who's like, why don't certain people die from stab wounds in Star Wars? First of all, it's called the plot. If they need to survive for a plot reason, they will survive. Second of all, she's using the dark side and her anger to basically not die.
Listen, I'm just happy that someone actually gets a redemption arc and doesn't freaking die. I'm just happy with that, okay?
That's actually a very good point. We will get to that because that's toward the end, but I that's a very good point, actually.
Because every time someone gets a redemption arc, I gotta sacrifice myself. I'm gonna go run into this attack and blow up.
That's actually a very good point that I literally did not catch until you just. That's actually a very brilliant point. Yeah. So we'll get to that. So it starts off with. Again, I'll try to do it in chronological order as much as possible, but we're so excited and we just watched it once, so we're gonna bounce around a little bit. Yeah. So they're getting actually no, I think it starts off with it starts off with we're back on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And then we see that Dick, who was being mean to one of those people who was working in that giant fish butcher shop and he was trying to get some water or something, and then Reva pulls up and she wipes the water off.
Hey, look, guys, I'm alive.
Yeah, she was like, I'm here, and I'm like, I told Beans, I said, dang, she healed pretty quickly.
Yeah, she healed pretty quickly. She got out that situation. Did they explain how?
I mean, I'm just assuming she found the ship on that planet and just hightailed it.
Yeah, good enough.
Yeah, so she does that, and then she asks for Owen because in the broken message she hears Owen and Child, and she doesn't really know who Child that is or like exactly why he's so special. But
she's gonna murder some children.
Yeah. Man, did she not learn her lesson with Vader doing that?
I love how she got traumatized. Like, I don't want that ever to happen again. Proceeds to go try to kill a child.
That's the dark side for you. The dark side makes absolutely no sense. So she tries to find Owen, and then it cuts back to Obi-Wan getting chased by Vader in his Star Destroyer, which is such a good scene because and I've been rewatching it. I've been rewatching the episodes. Because we couldn't watch it on Wednesday. So I literally been going and rewatching the episode.
Sorry.
That's fine. That's okay. And so, I just love watching, the shift of how Obi-Wan's, this beaten down, grumpy old man.
Bro, the desert did some things to his mind.
It did a lot of bad things to his mind. But, you slowly see him become the Obi-Wan that we're so used to in the Clone Wars and the prequels. And I love how they show it through his wardrobe, too, because his wardrobe's desert, civilian.
Man was getting more drippy per episode.
Literally. I was like, I love how they show all that symbolism in the show as they shoot it. Till, now the final episode, he's Obi-Wan now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. The charm, the skill. Oh. Woo. That's the man's.
When he's telling the people on the ship, I need to leave because, he's chasing me. You guys won't escape unless I leave, and Leia's like, no, you're not leaving me. I'm like, she's adorable.
I know, she's so cute.
I was like, look at her little cheeks. She's so for people who hate on this Leia, get out of here, bro. Leia,
I don't know how people can hate such a cute little child.
That's what I'm saying, bro. She's so adorable. I was like, I just want to give her a little hug. I'm like, oh my God.
They want her to just be like, okay.
Bro, they want her to be like all the other annoying children they see in television.
Whatever.
I'm like, no.
Go ahead. I don't care. You
I'm like, no, she's cute, okay?
Oh my god.
This is how she is. And the droid Lola, who will always remember Lola. Although
If she blows up, I don't know.
she definitely blows up. We don't see that droid again, so she definitely blew up. But I know all the names now. Tala, I will not forget your name now. The woman that died, who helped them in the last few episodes. I'll always remember your name. Ned B. Ned B is the droid, the silent droid.
It finally. But did they say the
Yeah,
name?
they say his name a couple of times in specifically the fifth episode. But she did say it in the third episode where they first meet her. But she only says it once. So,
that's why I didn't know.
yeah, so Ned B, shout out to you. I'll never forget your name now. So like he goes to this whole Jedi thing about saying he has to leave. And credit to the people on the ship. They didn't want him to leave because they're like, we're in this together. And I'm like,
Yeah, I was like, some people would be like, okay, go off. Thank you.
yeah, I know, right? Or be like scared. They're like, no. Like, we're going to help you. We're going to be in this.
I was like,
those are some good people right there. Like, I don't know what happens to them.
Because they had children on board, like defenseless people, and they're still like, no, you too, man. I was like,
bro,
okay.
I was taken back to that. And I'm like, you know what? That's another way where like Obi-Wan is beaten down by the universe, but he slowly gets hope by meeting these people around him, specifically
nice
Leia.
people.
Yeah, like literally, like and just to see that the Jedi Order is not dead. Like there's literally like his friend Quinlan Voss is out there.
Yeah. If that didn't say hope, I don't know what says hope.
Exactly, like literally. So Obi-Wan seen his friend doing shit that he probably should have did, and he's just like, the Jedi are still here and they're fighting back in little ways that they can. And like that slowly makes his mindset to be like, I need to stop being grumpy. I need to be General Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh my gosh, the difference between first episode him and last episode him is literally night and day.
It's literally night and day. And I love that character arc because people were like, well, it's 10 years. Like, why is he like that? People want him to be like Obi-Wan that we knew from the jump.
Why is he like that? Like, he didn't go through like the most traumatic experiences ever.
Bro, I'm like, you have your best friend murder children and then try to kill you. And then your whole family gets murdered by your best friend and a person who's supposed to lead the galaxy. You tell me you won't go disappear into the desert and
like,
never talk to anybody.
Bro, everything has just like turned over like 180.
Exactly.
And it's like, why isn't he the same?
Why isn't he General Kenobi? I'm like, oh.
Like, if you didn't experience that, you wouldn't get PTSD up the butt.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I love to see that character. Also, Reva, I also have to say, again, people who hate on Reva, and not the whole. I'm excluding the whole Twitter racist people. Yeah, I'm excluding them. Yeah, I'm talking about the people who literally just hate her character. You guys do this all the time with these new characters in these TV shows.
New characters. Ugh.
All the time. Ezra, Ahsoka. Now, I will say I was a person who hated Ahsoka at first as well. I thought she was very annoying, but I found she was interesting because I was like, I know everybody's fate in this show except for hers. So I was like,
this is true, and she has become one of the greatest characters ever. Don't change my mind.
Exactly. She is one of the greatest characters ever. I don't care what you want to say. So if you didn't learn from Ahsoka and the people in Rebels, you must give these characters time to breathe. Now, at the end, if you still don't like them, fair enough. But if you give them time to breathe, you'll see that there's so much more depth in those characters.
People don't give characters enough chance. They're like, these are my old characters that I'm used to for this entire series. I'm like, you can't have the same characters forever.
Exactly. Like, you have to have new characters, especially when you have a story about Obi-Wan and Vader where you know where they end up ultimately.
Yeah, imagine the show's just like Obi-Wan and Vader.
Exactly. like we still would love to watch it, but at the same time, the show has no real stakes because we know they make it out of whatever they're going to do because they have to be in the original trilogy.
Yeah, and it'd be kind of stupid, like 10 years on the desert, and then he just comes to Vader and they're like parring like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that. And also another benefit of rewatching the episodes, there's like subtle hints in her acting that you don't know unless you go and rewatch it. Like when she's talking to the fifth brother in the base, and he's like asking her what are you trying to get out of this, and she touches her stomach. Which is like like you wouldn't know it when you first watched the episode, but now that we know that she got stabbed when she was a youngling, like she was like I saw all the wiring in her head work.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's why I like rewatching stuff.
Yeah, you always find those little details in
Yeah,
it.
like even like with Attack on Titan and stuff, seeing all those little details before. Oh, I love
it. Is so
I love
good.
some good foreshadowing.
Oh my god! Even when she's about to torture Leia, like because we know that she's struggling with the goodness inside, like I saw in her face that she really didn't want to torture.
Well,
Leia.
yeah, that one was pretty obvious.
Yeah,
but I couldn't tell. It's like, did you just not want to murder because she's like a little kid, or was it something more?
Yeah, it was just more. So like, I love the character. I thought she was very well written.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. It was skipping a little toward the end. She does survive, so we don't know what happens to her.
I don't know, but God, as I said in the beginning, am I glad it's not another character they created just to die?
Bro.
Because bad always stays bad, and you can never redeem yourself unless you die. Like, what kind of message does that send?
And I get it too. Like, if you do the shit you do in Star Wars in real life, but it's not real life. So yeah, so like
in fantasy,
like, cause Ben Solo was the biggest proponent for me. Like,
yeah.
Like, why did you kill him off? Like, you literally could have had him survive, and then, like, he's the last blood Skywalker that we have, and you killed him off. And I'm like, he could have survived. And
too much evil.
Oh my god. So like, so Beans, like, that was a very good point, because I didn't even notice that when I was watching the episode. This is one of the first, like, I would call her a major bad guy that actually got redeemed.
Yeah, because there's like a few bad people who didn't really, die right after, but they weren't, a big part of the show. I mean, they're big in our hearts, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, like they weren't like, I don't want to say hugely significant, but like they weren't like so prominent in episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad to see that she changed and then she survived. So like, if we see any stories with her,
especially in such a short story,
I know, right?
Short series of one.
Yeah. So, and also I was also thinking, cause Tala, the one who died before, the one who they met, the Imperial spy.
Yeah.
When she was giving that whole speech about like when she went to the planet Gorel and she thought she was just collecting taxes, and then it ended up being like they end up massacring like families, and that's why she knits those little numbers in her thing for every child she helps get away.
Oh.
I was thinking about like Reva could do something like that. Like, she can't take back what she did, but she could help make things better.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I mean, if we get another season, obviously it will be mainly Reva focused.
I think so. I think we're gonna get Reva show.
I know they could touch upon other stuff, but that would probably be the main focus, because you don't want to put too much stuff, because then it'll kind of collide with other things.
Yeah, I know, right?
So...
Yeah. So I can't wait to see what happens to her. Clearly, she's not a Jedi, so if they want to, they could make her survive past episode 6. So
she's not a Jedi.
Yeah, she's not a Jedi. So that whole line when Yoda says, "The last of the Jedi you will be to Luke," he didn't mean her, so she could still be alive.
There's a lot of loopholes with what that.
Yeah, there's a lot of loopholes. Ahsoka, Ezra, we're out here. Even though those are as Jedi as you're gonna get, but that's fine.
She's not a Jedi.
She's technically still a youngling.
we want her to live.
So I can't wait to see what they do with her. But so Obi-Wan flies off, right? And I don't know what planet. I don't think they named the planet. So this time I'm not stupid. They did not. I don't think they said the planet. And I will go back when I edit this, but they did not see the planet. They did not. I know they didn't. So he flies off to this like rocky planet, and I love how the Grand Inquisitor are the real Grand Inquisitor,
the actual
one, the one that looks nothing like his Rebels counterpart, but that's okay. He was like, let's forget about Kenobi. Let's go follow this remnant, cause he literally like. They're part of the whole systemat of Jedi, like, escaping, and let's follow them. Forget about Kenobi. And Vader's like,
I don't think I will.
You will follow Kenobi.
And then he's like,
bro, his face, bro, the Grand Inquisitor, like, oh my god, bro.
That's the face we had.
He has just a deadpan face.
It was like, I know if I say anything, I'm gonna get choked. He was trying it though. He's like, I really think we should.
I really think we should. Like you know how you really want to tell him how you feel, but you're trying to be nice because you know you're gonna beat your ass.
I could tell this man's eyes was like, please do this. And Vader's like, no, and he's like,
he's like,
I'm trying not to get choked out and
Like, yeah,
almost lose my life again.
Yeah, he's like, I have 2 stomachs, not 2 heads, so let me...
This time he would really actually die.
Yeah, so he's like, you know what, whatever, man. So Vader predictably chases Obi-Wan to this planet. And, like, you know, like, some things could be hyped up for the worst. Like, when Kathleen Kennedy said Remaster of the Century, she exaggerated just a slight bit, but she was not wrong.
Yeah, it was... We had, like, lower our expectation a little bit because we were like, yeah, maybe she's exaggerating a bit. But definitely, she was like this, and we were like this.
Oh, my... Yeah, literally. Yeah, and I was like, we were correct to be like this because it was amazing. But the way she said it, I thought, like, Obi-Wan would be
like,
throwing ships at him.
my expectation was this. Hers was like this. And then by the end of this, it was like that here.
Yeah.
There's like a little margin.
But I get the essence of what she was saying because... Daniel, I don't know, cause like I was in front of you when I was watching the show.
Yeah, I usually be going like,
bro, oh my god, I was like a kid, and this is like everything I ever wanted.
Bro, at the beginning I was like, oh, and then when it was progressing, I was like, oh.
Bro, I don't know, Instagram, you know those, I think I've sent you some of these memes. It's like
I haven't checked my phone in a long time.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever seen it before you took your hiatus on Instagram, but it's like people would edit. There's a UFC thing that happens where like...
Oh, is it that guy who's like...
They're like, whoa, the Joe Rogan, whoa, while they have edited some fights. So literally, it was like that. Bro, Obi-Wan pulled up. He said, this ain't gonna be the last time we fight in this series, boy.
I love a battle where it's like in the beginning, I'm like, yeah, it's good. And then I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh.
Literally, oh my, and bro, the way he was swinging. Bro, even Vader, like, it's funny too, because we can't see Vader's face, but in his movements, you can feel like, oh my god, this is the same man I was fighting like just like a week ago. He's like, what's going on?
What happened to this desert like
hobo? He even says like during the fight, he's like, you got your strength back, I see.
Your strength has returned.
I'm like, hell yeah, but he's like, you still have your weakness of just being good, but I'm like, that clearly helps him.
He was right at the end though.
That's true.
That was a weakness.
Listen.
We'll get to that.
So they're fighting as it's cutting between Vader's fight with Obi-Wan and Reva finally goes to the Lars homestead and
to kill a child.
And credit to Owen and Aunt Peru. They stay in their home and fight.
Yeah, I was like, okay, they were a lot more skilled than I thought they
were. They were, and I'm not caught up in some of the canon books because I know in some of the books, like some of the Padme ones, their family helps like free the slaves on Tatooine. So that's a little bit of like, yeah, they help Anakin's mom because when Owen's dad bought Anakin's mom and then freed her and then married her, they started to work to help free the slaves on Tatooine. So they've been in like the fight on Tatooine for their family. But when they said they're gonna stay, I'm like, bro, you should.
I was like, oh no, that's not a good idea.
I said, yeah, this is not some Tusken Raiders pulling up on your thing. This is not some Jawas trying to steal your moist evaporators. This is an Inquisitor with force powers coming to pull up, and you're gonna stay and fight.
And you see what she did,
bro. Credit to them, like they pulled up a fight, but obviously, even though Rebel was injured, like kind of reminiscent to when Kylo Ren got shot by Chewie's bowcaster, and he's like dying. She pulls up like on death's door, but she's still putting up a fight.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, go off, I guess. Girl boss.
Yeah, we're not rooting for her, but we're like, dang, all right, you know.
I'm like, good job on the strength, but please, don't kill children.
Don't kill children, yeah. And obviously, we know they're not gonna die because they survive. Yeah,
you know, or else a lot of canon would break.
Exactly. Oh which literally, I think you made the joke. It's like, what, Obi-Wan dies in this show?
What did he just die?
He just cause I was like going through the fight in my head before the fight actually happened. I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna pull this off exactly.
Yeah, I was like, how is someone not gonna die?
Yeah, and even Obi-Wan said either I die or he dies, but it has to end. It has to end today. I think when he's talking to Qui-Gon Jin, also Qui-Gon Jinn first, but we'll get to that. But yeah, so like he's like it has to end at some point. So when he pulled up and he was fighting them, I'm like, I thought it was gonna be a draw. It was not a draw.
No, I was like, that's the only way it would make sense for them to both live, right? A draw.
Right, yeah, and I'm like, no, and the choreograph of the fight was so amazing. Like,
I know.
They were swinging. They were throwing each other.
They were doing their little dance. They held hands.
They held hands as they're, oh my god, freaking Obi-Wan brought down like a small little mountain on him, and Vader tosses it aside. He literally chucks it, and you see the thing just fly. And I'm like, this is literally video game shit that I really.
Oh yeah, it like felt ripped straight off a game.
Oh my,
it was beautiful,
bro! And then when Vader breaks the floor. And then he puts Obi-Wan. I know in his mind, he like him standing over. He's like, I got the high ground now. I know he said it in his mind.
I know. I was like, are they gonna say it?
I thought they were gonna make some kind of joke.
They were gonna make the joke.
Yeah,
but they make another joke later on.
honestly, because I thought because Vader's so prone to do this, I thought he was gonna say, I have the high ground.
I thought, but I guess they thought it was a little too on the nose.
Yeah, they were like, that's a little too Marvel for us. So I'm actually glad that he doesn't make it a joke, but it's implied if you know their history.
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. You underestimate my power. Don't try it.
So and he just brings down all the rubble on Obi-Wan. He just kept swinging it, and I'm like, and this is where Star Wars gets a little like, it's a little nitpicky, but I'm like, he walks away, he's like, you really thought you won? But I'm like, don't you still sense himself being alive?
I'm like, ain't no way this man really thought that was the end of it.
Yeah, like
really?
Obi-Wan's literally using the Force to like stop the rubble. And I'm like, can you not sense that he's still alive?
How do you not remember all the things Obi-Wan went through?
Yeah.
I know you remember. You're Vader, but you still Anakin, boy.
I know, right? Like, literally. And if you guys read comics, watch Clone Wars, Obi-Wan, out of all the Jedi, takes the most beatings, I think, of anybody in that
like,
universe.
If anyone could do it, I think it's the guy who, like, went to prison multiple times, got his butt beat multiple times. I don't know. I think it's the guy who did all that. Yeah.
I know, right? So I was like, no, he's not dead. But I'm like, fine. And then Obi-Wan, like, this is the most powerful we've seen Kenobi.
Bro, went all out.
Bro, cause in episode 2, when he's talking to Padme, when he's like, basically he's complaining, but he's like, Obi-Wan is as wise as Master Yoda and as powerful as Master Windu. We see what he meant by that.
We saw the Windu in him.
We saw the Windu in him, cause that boy, like, he had little flashbacks of like the voices he heard in his head, and he had flashbacks of Leia. And like, I think in the High Republic they say Jedi are their most powerful when they're trying to help people. So
bro was helping himself.
He was, but he was fighting for. It's like the anime trope, like he gets more power for protecting the ones he loves.
I must protect.
Yeah, so
he
protected
and
them.
He also attack.
Oh my, bro,
he very much attacked.
Man, he pulled that rubble out, and oh my god, he came out. But let's go back before we get to continue that fight. We're gonna go back to the Larstead, and basically Reva beats them up, right?
Yes.
And she's chasing little boy Anakin, like he's running towards the desert. Run. Yeah, he's running towards the desert. Excuse me, hello? Oh, your phone just talked to me.
Oh my, okay, Google thought you said something.
Bro, I was like, who's talking? I was like, Qui-Gon?
Yo, Qui-Gon?
I was like, you're here? I'm like, oh, I need help, buddy.
Bro, okay, hold on, man.
That's very funny.
So rude.
So how rude, phone. Dang.
Absolutely.
Her droid's out of whack.
Come on.
But she's chasing them. So then we're gonna go back to the Obi-Wan fight because it's freaking amazing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As much as I want to appreciate that scene, I mean, we gotta go back.
God, Obi-Wan is just, oh my god, he's doing little whirls and stuff. And when he did the whole, like, he lifted his arms up and he looked, Jesus moment. Bro, because everyone, like, if you're not on social media, people always make fun of, particularly episode 2, Obi-Wan when he has a mullet. Everyone thinks he's Jesus. He looks like Jesus.
Okay, they literally said he is Jesus. They confirmed to us today. Space Jesus.
He literally is. Space Jesus was beating the other Space Jesus's butt. Because when he was throwing those boulders at him, I was like, I'm dead.
The way the rocks were just all floating behind him, and he's literally like...
And they're not pebbles either. These are boulders. Like,
boulders.
You may be big, but you ain't bad. The boulder's gonna win this in a landslide.
Yeah.
Looks like the boulder makes another edit into the show.
Again. He always comes in.
You know I'm putting that shit in there. But he comes up, he's just whirling at him, and then he pressures him, and he cuts his mask off.
Oh yeah, and you see, and then when you hear like the Anakin and the Vader
I was like,
together.
bro. And again, we're gonna plug Rebels in here because again, watch Rebels.
By Rebels, just kidding, we aren't. But
we're not. But spoiler for Rebels. We don't want to know anything about Rebels if you're planning on watching it. So spoilers for Rebels. But when Ahsoka meets him again in the end of season 2, the finale of season 2, when they fight, she cuts part of his mask off, and the same thing happens where he's like, Ahsoka, and you hear the Vader but the Anakin voice, and he's like, then you will die. I was like, that was the same shit here.
My heart.
Oh my heart. That scene ripped my heart out. And this one was just as bad because you hear Hayden Christensen, Anakin / Vader, and like, Ian McGregor. I'm straight, but I'm so gay for Ian McGregor.
That's fair. That's valid.
Oh my, I freaking love him to death. Like, I wish he was my husband. Like, no cap. No.
He's like, can I turn into your wife?
Literally.
Wife teams.
Literally. Oh my god. Like his face when he hears Anakin's, because like when he's fighting this monster, he just sees this giant black armored monster. So he's like, I'm just gonna. Also, let's rewind a bit. 'Cause I forgot he did a cool episode 3, like when Anakin was complaining and stuff in the lava planet, and he's like, I will do what I must. He does the same. Yeah. He does the same thing here. He says, I will do what I must. And he does his Obi-Wan pose.
I will do what I must.
Oh my gosh! But like, really, if you think about it, if he didn't cut the mask off, don't you think he would have actually finished the job?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if he didn't like cut the mask, he would have definitely like finished it off.
I think so. Yeah. Cause literally the way he was fighting, like, cause before he cuts his mask off, he slashed it. Like he was like pounding the little chest thing. Like, he was smashing that thing, and then when he spun around, he like slashed his back. So I think literally Obi-Wan was going for the kill.
Yeah.
But then he heard and saw Anakin.
That's all it took.
Yeah, and it just brought back and his face. I was trying so hard not to cry because his face was like Obi-Wan was like, Anakin, like, and he says it. He's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry for everything. And this is also, I love Hayden Christensen because you could see. I don't know if you noticed it, but you could see. Like when Obi-Wan's like breaking down and like saying I'm sorry, you could see just like a little spark. Like he almost like wanted to be like I'm sorry. Like it was so quick, but like there's like a little twitch of his face and his eyes. Like he actually wanted to like embrace his master again.
I know. I saw the moment of silence. It wasn't long, but it was like that silence. It was just like where it's like kind of like I want to just forget this all and I just want to stop this, but it's like it's too late.
It's too late. Like
you've already done murder. You already did. You know.
Yeah, and Anakin's like I can't come back at this point. So like, but they're so like, and people who are giving Hayden Christensen so much flack for the prequels, he's a very good actor. Clearly,
is.
Like oh my god.
My goodness.
Like come on, like if you don't like it, you have to like him after this series. So you see that little spark of like.
Yeah, I saw it.
I was like, because like literally that's the last thing he thought you'd hear from Obi-Wan. So when Obi-Wan said that, it pierced his soul a little bit. I was like, oh my god.
Why?
Oh, it was so beautiful. But then he basically tells him like, you didn't kill Anakin. I killed Anakin. At him talking as Vader in the third person as he tends to do. And he's like, just as I'm going to destroy you. And Obi-Wan just like, I can't kill you, bro. I can't. You're my brother. And then he just leaves him. And then Anakin / Vader's just like, Obi-Wan, get back.
You did this again.
You leave me
to die again.
And I was like, I get why Obi-Wan couldn't kill him. The first time, I think he did thought he killed him because he probably assumed I cut him in half, and I saw lava literally inflamed him.
Any normal person would have died from that.
Yeah, any normal person would have died from that, but he clearly didn't learn from his stint with Darth Maul. If they're using the dark side, cut their head off, otherwise they're most likely not dead.
Yeah, you gotta do what you do with roaches.
Yeah, exactly. But I could see why he didn't kill him here, because he's like, man, I can't do it, bro. Like, after everything he's gone through, I just can't do it. Like, he tells Yoda when he tells him to go fight Anakin, he's like, I can't do it.
It's like trying to freaking kill your best friend, like, Jesus.
Yeah, so that was so brilliant. So it literally almost brought me to tears, because literally, like, everything was just flowing through all the prequel stuff. Hayden Christensen finally gets, like, the limelight he deserved. Ian McGregor's.
Definitely, I think with the Ahsoka one, I did, like, cry a little. Like,
I
did cry a little with the Ahsoka one.
That one, the Ahsoka one was very sad, too, because that literally, like, because we watched the Clone Wars and Rebels pretty much, like, straight.
Yeah, which was amazing.
Especially
for someone who has very bad memory, it was very nice to just kind of go through it.
Right, yeah, so literally all the you were remembering all the history that they had of Snips and Sky Guy, yeah. So literally when he's like, Ahsoka, and then it's brilliant, just like the way they use Vader, especially in these emotional scenes with characters like he knows from the canon.
And you literally saw the shine in his eye, just like you saw that little shine.
Right, yeah, like when she's like, I'm not leaving you, not this time. And then you see him like wandering, but like Vader's like there because he's like, then you will die. Like Vader takes over again.
It's like he literally's like, yeah, maybe you're right. But he's like, wait, no.
Yeah, he's like, no. So like you see the little chips in his proverbial armor until of course he meets his son, and his son like brings back the Anakin that we know and love from the brink, and he's like,
it's amazing how they can capture it in an animation and in real life.
Right.
In real life, it's even more impressive because it's harder to express emotions in real life than in animation.
Yeah, because like it depends on the director you have. Like some actors might not be able to capture it right, whereas if you do an animation, you could draw. You can always
edit it and whatever, but like with real life people, to capture emotions like such a skill, and that's what makes an actor an actor.
Exactly, like that's what makes them really good. So I absolutely love how they did it, and like I love how they're portraying Vader right now, because Vader is still Anakin. He's just trying really hard.
Yeah,
he's just trying really hard.
That's what makes it hurt even more. It's like always just like. It's like someone's doing this to my heart, like literally, like just squeezing it, digging their nails into it.
I was like, oh my, Anakin Vader is my second favorite character of all time, and this is proven why.
Yeah,
he's such a battered character, but he's such a good character. Like he's so interesting to just watch, and like I love it too, cause like in one of the comic books too, to show like how he's still good after. It's literally like after Revenge of the Sith, and basically Palpatine's like, you gotta go get your kyber crystal, and so when he's trying to bleed the kyber crystal, it's like the defense mechanism of the Force. Like he gets visions and everything, so he gets a vision like he goes to the Emperor, kills him, and then he goes to Obi-Wan and he takes his mask off and he says, "I'm sorry," and he's on his knees, and then Obi-Wan in the vision says Anakin, and then he snaps out of it and he bleeds the crystal, because that shows that he doesn't really hate Obi-Wan or anyone else. He hates himself the most. Because his name is what got him back to the dark side. Because out of all the bad things he's done, he knows that it's his fault. He made all the bad choices. So he hates himself more than anything. That's why
he literally told Obi-Wan, it's like, you didn't do it, I did.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. That's brilliant. I love that you caught that. Yeah, because he basically told him like, it's not your fault, man. Like, literally, this is on me.
It's like the most roundabout way of non-directly saying, it's not your fault.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, that shit. I love that you caught that too. I was like,
gosh. That makes me teary, but I'm not gonna cry on a
yeah.
I'm just crying.
Yeah. It's just, like, when people tell me, like, why do I like Star Wars? It's these, like, obviously the lightsabers and the pew pew pew, and they're fantastic. It colorful and nice icing. But that character core in Star Wars is why I love it so much.
I literally always say character above everything.
Above everything.
Everything.
Oh my god! And they just write him brilliant. And Vader's a very hard character to write because you can make him too. Because like Vader has shades of like Jason Michael Myers, but he has a shades of like I make the joke Jesus. Like he's a very good person. Like he has a lot of different shades, and some people tend to make him too I don't know if cold-hearted is the word. Too badass, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know why they portray him as like this, like cold dude.
Yeah,
like oh,
which he is obviously.
I have no heart.
Exactly, but
which,
yeah,
it shows a lot in the show. But
yeah.
To say he has no heart is an absolute cap.
Yeah. Also, another thing I love rewatching the episodes, in the flashbacks when he's sparring with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan tells him Jedi are supposed to protect life, not take it. And then Anakin says you can't show any mercy. Mercy won't defeat an enemy. And I love that because the mercy his son shows him in the end defeats Vader. So I love that they put that in there when he says mercy won't defeat the enemy, and the mercy of his son not striking him down is the reason why he lost and his son beat Vader and the Emperor. And I was like, I love this freaking show. Oh, bravo. Oh, like, oh my God. Like, this show is fantastic. So, like, Vader and Obi-Wan, you know what? I know you can't give me more because technically they can't meet again because, like, it would devalue this meeting. So, like,
yeah,
obviously.
Honestly, this was kind of perfect and I'm kind of satisfied. So, please.
I'm very satisfied. So, Disney, I know you're very money hungry, but don't make a second season because I know you're itching to do it. I know you are. Just don't do it. Just let it be as it is.
It ended on a perfect 10 out of 10. Please leave it like that. Please.
Exactly.
There were some mistakes throughout the series. Some choices that were a little bit.
The Fit Brothers image will flash.
But this was overall such
fantastic Star Wars
very good show.
And again, I love like because after he beats Vader and he leaves because he feels Luke's in trouble. And man, he gets there quick. He gets there and the ship zooms in. He must have took some hyperspace shortcut. He gets there quick because like basically she's like right there, and he's at the homestead and like Owen and his aunt was like looking around for Luke, and he comes, he's like, "Where's Luke?" And you just see Reva holding the body. Now, obviously, you know he's not dead. Obviously, but the way he's hanging, he looked like, for anybody who doesn't know anything about Star Wars, they're probably like, "Oh, did she kill the kid?" And then they're probably like, "Why did she come back here?" But I was like, "Nah, he's still alive."
Gosh, I can't imagine skipping through Star Wars and just watching this. Because you won't feel the moment with Vader and Obi. Oh yeah, don't. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, don't just
this.
jump into.
What the heck?
Don't just
watch this before.
Do not just jump into this show. Like it.
Oh my god.
I mean, obviously, if you're watching this review, I guess you. I'm assuming you've seen a good chunk of Star Wars, and if you just watched Obi-Wan, go back and watch episode 1, 2, Clone Wars, all the Clone Wars. Specifically the Obi-Wan Anakin episodes, so you can get that little character development, and then episode 3 obviously, and then watch this, and then it'll hit you differently. But if you're watching this, I'm assuming you've seen Star Wars. So.
Star Wars is just one of those series where it's like you have to actually take the time to fully enjoy yourself.
Exactly. Like, don't rush. It's not going anywhere. Like, just watch the stuff. And people always argue. I always see this is all like an eternal debate online, like what order to watch it. People have it in release day order. People have it in machete order for 4, 5, and then watch 1, 2, and 3, and then 6. I'm a proponent. I do not watch it like that. Watch it chronologically. Watch it.
That's the way you should.
Yeah, and honestly, Beanie is a rare case because I say watch it chronologically because most people who live on this earth know the whole "I'm your father" thing and everything. But I like true story. We're watching it chronologically, right? And she might have been the only person on the planet who didn't really know that Anakin was Vader, which I loved because I was going into their whole training thinking that she knew that already. Because like even if you don't watch Star Wars, you kind of know that. She doesn't like even when the whole oh you have something to say?
I have a point to make. I did know, but I didn't want it so much that my brain literally repressed it.
Which is great because
so
like
you are technically right, but not. You are 80% right.
Yeah.
I knew. I just repressed it because I grew so much.
Yeah.
To him being like, yeah, you know.
Anakin, yeah, that's very true. Because like she wasn't in it, so her brain's second guessing. Because if you watch the Clone Wars, it's basically like this guy's so like good and wholesome. Like, he can't be the same person? Which is funny because that's literally how Vader sees himself. So it's funny that she saw him that way. And in the episode of the arc where they meet the father, son, and daughter, and they show him the son shows him the whole vision, and he's like, no, and you see Vader in the back, and then I didn't pay attention to her face, but she basically told me, she's like, oh shit, that is Vader is Anakin is Vader, and I was like,
I knew
that's brilliant.
I legit knew it because Skywalker, obviously, but I didn't want to accept it, so I don't know how, the brain is a wondrous thing. It literally repressed it like a bad memory.
Yeah.
It literally repressed it that it's like, no, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh, I love that you thought that.
But when I saw that, I was literally like.
She was like, damn.
I was like, I knew it. I knew it, but I didn't want to accept
like
it.
that. Also, another good thing, because I think just randomly when I was talking to her brother, I kind of spoiled that Vader comes back, because she also didn't know that Vader.
Oh yeah, that one I actually didn't.
She didn't know that Vader turns back good, so she's like, "What?"
I didn't know that.
So we watched it, and like obviously, because the way George Lucas and them filmed Episode 6, the way he comes back and he's like, "Take my mask off, son. I want to see with my own eyes." And you see Anakin, and he's just watching him. He's like, "Now I am complete." But even though she knew he came back, what she didn't know at the end, when they're celebrating an Endor and the Force Ghosts come up, and then you see Obi-Wan Yoda, and then you see Anakin's Force Ghost, she lost it. And even though I saw it many times before, I also lost it.
Yeah, we were both crying like babies.
I was like, I've seen this so many times, but I guess I was so connected to what she was feeling, because she did not expect Anakin to be there. And I was like, that's awesome.
Bro, I legit did not know. Call me an idiot. I did not know that this man turned good at the end.
Yeah.
I thought he literally just went bad, evil Robo-Man.
Yeah, and she was like, well, I guess he's gone for her. So like, I love that. So she's a very rare case. So, and I love that she virtually knew almost nothing, which made it better. But I always tell people, watch it chronologically, because Star Wars is not really about the, oh my god, Star Wars is more about like the feels that they get you here. So always watch it chronologically. I say you'll feel it a lot more with the history of those characters you watch it chronologically.
Yeah, I mean, most people know about it, so
yeah, exactly.
If you're watching, you know about it.
Yeah, so she's just a rare case, but I love that. So I love that Reva, and like when Reva brought Luke, and she's just like, because she's still that kid in the temple, that little kid who literally didn't know what's going on, and got.
Oh yeah, when she was like having the flashback and literally seeing Luke as herself,
and she just brings him back, and she's literally on the floor, she's basically crying, and then Obi-Wan's like, no, she says like I basically turned into what Anakin did, and then Obi-Wan's like, no, you chose mercy, which is another thing of mercy defeated the enemy.
Very true.
I was like, oh my god, I was like that. That is absolutely brilliant. And she lives. She doesn't die.
I was so happy. I don't care if you like her or not. I'm just glad to finally see a character where they can finally have some damn redemption.
Bro, and literally, because I was thinking, okay, she attacks Leia, and now she's attacking Luke, and I'm assuming she knows a little too much, just like how Darth Maul pretty much sealed his fate when he's like, you're here protecting somebody. I thought she sealed her fate when she went to the Lars home, so I'm like, oh, she's dead.
Nope,
she survived, so I'm very I know how Disney works, so we're definitely gonna get a Reva TV show, I think. But
Maybe.
but I mean, I absolutely love this series and the episode series. I give a solid 9 out of 10. This episode, I'm sorry, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, this episode is a 10 out of 10, and I would agree with you, like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, this episode's a 10 out of 10. Hey, and welcome to the D4 channel. I am one half of the D4 channel, Hamid Mark. I am doing this audio to put into our Obi-Wan episode 6 review because we didn't get to talk about certain things that happened towards the end of the show because we ran out of memory for one of the memory cards. So this is going to be in place of what we didn't discuss. So it'll come probably somewhat towards the end of this thing. Obviously, if you're watching it, you'll see the order that it's going to be in. But I just want to talk about like the ending of the show in episode 6 in Obi-Wan, the stuff that we didn't get to discuss, me and my other counterpart. So basically, after the whole events of Kenobi, after he beats Vader, and you have that dramatic moment with him and Vader, and you have the moment with Reva not killing Luke. Shocker, spoilers. We see that she breaks down and she's basically regretting everything that she's done, and it's a good moment, like Bean said in the review. Finally, a character that gets redeemed. But the stuff I want to talk about is the stuff that we didn't get to talk about, which was let's start with when Obi-Wan goes back to Alderaan to say his final farewells to Leia, and that scene was absolutely beautiful. Like it's shot similarly to episode 1. She even says the same line Anakin says when he's leaving his mother, when Qui-Gon's taking him away for his brand new life, which we know where that leads. She says, "Will I ever see you again?" And she says it in the exact same tone that little 9-year-old Anakin said, which I thought was a very cool nod to episode 1.
Will I ever see you again? Will I ever see you again?
This whole show's been a nod to the prequels, which I thought was awesome. And one of the most beautiful scenes is Obi-Wan telling her that I can't really tell you much about like who your parents are, but he tells them the qualities that she adopted from both Padme and Anakin. And that was a good scene because even after seeing Anakin the way he turned out now, he still views Anakin Skywalker as one of his best friends and his brother, and that man is passionate, fearless, and basically Leia inherited all this stuff. So that was a very nice scene to have, especially after the whole heart-wrenching Obi-Wan and Darth Vader battle. But after he does that, he goes back to Tatooine, everything's settled, Luke is safe, and he's wearing his getup in a Star Wars comic. I think it's Star Wars Obi-Wan issue 15. He's wearing like his Jedi kind of desert robes, which I thought was a cool nod to the comic book. And Owen, after everything, Owen's been fighting back at Obi-Wan meeting Luke. So he actually tells him, "Hey, you can meet the kid." And then Obi-Wan goes up to him, and of course, prequel memes are the most dominant Star Wars memes in the galaxy. And I remember everyone was talking about will he say his famous line in this show, and he says the great
"Hello there."
Hello there. Hello there.
and me and Daniel were joking. I bet that's the only 2 words he said to me. He just walked away, but he said the thing. He did the thing.
Julie, do the thing.
So that was pretty cool. Obviously, it's the first line Obi-Wan says in episode 4 as well, and obviously it got memed in the prequels when he jumps down and meets General Grievous, and he says the words. But that was awesome. And so he's riding off to the desert. He seems to be at peace. Obi-Wan's finally smiling, that big, beautiful smile that we're accustomed to. And then, right before the show ends, you think it's not going to happen, but guess who showed up? Qui-Gon Jinn. And we mentioned it a little bit a little bit in early parts of this review, but seeing Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan's master, Liam Neeson, in, I was going to say a flesh, but of course he's a ghost, he's a Force ghost, in the spiritual flesh was awesome. And to see Obi-Wan smile just after he sees him show up, it just warmed my nerdy Star Wars heart. It was so awesome. And of course Qui-Gon Jinn was like, of course I was always here, Obi-Wan. What took you so long? You just weren't ready to see it, which I kind of figured as much, because at the start of this series, Obi-Wan was jaded and grumpy and kind of beaten down by life. And of course he had to go through this arc in order to finally, be ready for the training in order to become a Force ghost. And him and his master wanders into the desert, I'm assuming to start their training for Obi-Wan to eventually learn the ways to keep his consciousness even after death, the way we see him in episode 5 and 6. So those are the things we weren't able to discuss on the channel because the memory was running low. So I just want to make this little audio here to put into the review, just so the comments or people don't say, oh, you missed some crucial parts towards the end. Well, we didn't. We put it in there. So yeah, and I'll get back to the complete D4 to exit the show. Tell us what you thought of the Obi-Wan series and the show down in the comments below.
Please leave a comment. We genuinely want to hear.
Yeah, I see my thing is flashing, so I'm running out of memory. So obviously I am Hamid, aka Palpatine. This is Danielle, aka Beanie. We are the D4 channel. Sadly, Obi-Wan is done, but we are not done, because this channel is everything Star Wars. If you want anything Star Wars from this guy and that wonderful lady over there, this is the place to be. But
and then socials.
Yeah. Follow us on our social. Follow us on our Twitches. Follow us everywhere you can follow these two humanoid droids, because we're awesome and you guys are awesome for watching us. And we're gonna have many more Star Wars TV show. But from me to you to her to everybody to Obi-Wan to Ian McGregor to Anakin, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Stay droids out there.